Well, let's speak more about the case of these almost 20 men, South Africans, who are in the Donbas region and possibly going to be deployed to the war front lines imminently. Bring in the Chairperson of Parliament's Portfolio Committee on International Relations and Cooperation, Supra Mahumapelo. Good to have you on SABC News this evening, sir. Are you any clearer? Do you have any more information than most of us do at this stage regarding how these young men ended up in Russia and ultimately the Donbas region?
Good evening to the viewers of the SABC. Currently, we are at a stage where we have written a letter to the Department of International Relations and Cooperation for the department to take an opportunity tomorrow when we meet them to give us a briefing. But we are aware that the law enforcement agencies in South Africa are on course in investigating this matter because the South African Constitution, Section 18, subsection B, makes it illegal for South African citizens to participate, to support, or to recruit other South African citizens to participate in missionary activities. So we hope that the department tomorrow will take us into confidence on the steps they are taking, and when the investigation is completed, for the full report to come. But in the meanwhile, the right steps drastically have to be taken against anyone who may have broken the law in this regard.
And as you wait then for tomorrow's appearance by government to basically bring you up to speed with what's gone on here, or at least what they've been able to ascertain, one of the members of your committee, Duduzile Zuma-Sambudla, is in fact accused of direct involvement in luring these young men to ultimately end up in Europe, possibly going to be on the front line in the war between Russia and Ukraine. She says she too was duped regarding whatever involvement she may have had. Will she still be allowed to participate in the session tomorrow, given that she's now a central part of the story?
It's up to Honorable Member Duduzile tomorrow if she will attend the meeting of the Portfolio Committee to volunteer some briefing to the Portfolio Committee. Other than that, the Portfolio Committee is not responsible for enforcement of discipline. Any member who acts contrary to the dictates of the Code of Conduct of the Parliament of the Republic of South Africa needs to be referred to the Ethics Committee. So the matter of the findings that may be arrived at by the investigation team will be referred to the Speaker and not the Portfolio Committee.
And given what's gone on here and the cloud of mystery that basically surrounds, how these men left South Africa and ended up in the Donbas region, ultimately were told by the families here on SABC News and our reporting this week that they were basically given the impression that they were going to get security training. On that basis then, given that so much is unclear, do you believe there's credence, merit to the conversation that's going on ultimately, that there may be a deeper, more nefarious purpose for which they were going to be trained when they get back home?
We do not want to make conclusions, but we can rule out some nefariousness in as far as this matter is concerned, because if you listen to the family, the sequence of how people were taken out of South Africa to be led into a promise of being trained as security officers, it's a serious offense in terms of the South African Constitution. And this is the only, there are other or alleged to be participating in the military training in Israel with the defense force there. So both groups, the ones in Israel and these ones who are alleged to be led to trained in Russia, we expect the law enforcement agencies to deal with them and in line with the laws of the Republic of South Africa. Nobody should be left in as far as this matter is concerned, because it's putting the name of the country into disrepute.
Do you believe the return to the country of people who could possibly be coming back, if they do make it back home as trained mercenaries, would pose a security threat?
It's up to those who are dealing with matters of intelligence, those who are dealing with matters of defense, to do an assessment. But anyone who trains outside the country in contravention of Section 198 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. It doesn't matter whether you want to go and implement your training elsewhere in the world or here in South Africa, it means you are acting against the law. And because we are law-abiding citizens, the law will have to take its course. And all of us will then have to abide by the outcomes of the processes of law, because anyone who takes an action without thinking about the possible consequences of those actions, the law has to face them.
And from your committee's level then, I know you're now going to get an audience with the department tomorrow when they come to brief you, hopefully, and give you more detail on what exactly they know to have gone on here. What do you see as the role of Parliament, and especially a committee like yours, in dealing with the issue of South Africans who are taken or travel of their own accord to go participate in the activities of a foreign military, despite that being against our domestic law?
Tomorrow, ourselves with DERCO, we are focusing on matters of bilateral economic relations, which South Africa has to exploit for the growth of the economy of this country. Our focus is there. But we hope that the department will take an opportunity tomorrow to just indicate to the committee preliminary steps that the department is taking, working with other departments like intelligence, defense, and so on, to deal with this particular matter. And we wouldn't want to jump into conclusion of what is possible, what is not possible, beyond the investigation and the results of the investigation. So let's wait for the investigation. Our call is for the police to speed up the investigations, and we hope that those who send those children there, those who send the children there will cooperate with the law enforcement agencies, and I am sure that Russia will cooperate in this instance, because we have very, very good political relations with Russia.
It's been about 20 days since we first got confirmation from the presidency of a distress call, basically an alert regarding the presence of these young men, mainly from KwaZulu-Natal in the Donbas. What is actually sufficient time? Has it not taken too long to basically get all the facts together and give a briefing to the country on such an alarming story?
Remember that those who are investigating are not accounting to me as the chair of international relations.
I'm asking for your opinion on the time frame specifically. Do you not think that 20 days is too long of a wait?
The matter has to be dealt with as speedily as possible. There will be delays because, remember, there are protocol matters which have to be complied with. As far as this matter is concerned, between South Africa and Russia, based on the diplomatic relations and political relations we have as the two countries. And I'm sure they have made sure that they comply with all those protocols so that you don't hurry. And in the course of you hurrying, then you make mistakes, and then it's found out later that we botched the investigations instead of tightening up the process. So we are calling on for law enforcement agencies to speed up the matter, but comply with the processes of compliance in as far as a protocol of international relations are concerned.
Supra Mahumapelo, Chairperson of Parliament's Portfolio Committee on International Relations and Cooperation. Thank you so much for your time on SABC News.